Hey guys, it's Abby, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you can see by the title of this video, I've got another makeup tutorial for you guys. I'm thinking of filming something quite like mauvey toned, something with my Tartelette palette and a few shades from my Jeffree Star Androgyny palette as well. I want to do something quite smoky and mauve toned, and I also want to include one of my glitters that I got from Jazzy Glitter on Etsy. These are amazing, like big chunky glitters, and I want to do like quite a bright glitter in a corner. This makeup look is going to be really intense and really glam and almost like Instagram makeup, so if that is your cup of tea and you want to see this full glam kind of mauve glitter in a corner makeup tutorial, then please keep on watching. So I have moisturised my skin this morning. It's been on now for a good few hours, so I think now I'm going to go in with my Benefit Professional Matte Rescue. This is like a gel based kind of moisturiser slash primer. It's really good for oil control. My skin's been so oily recently. For primer today, I'm going to go in with my Professional Matte Rescue Primer from Benefit again. I always use those two together. This one's just amazing. I use this in my T-zone to help minimise the appearance of my pores. So I'm just going to apply this again with my fingers and just really press this into my skin. If you do have enlarged pores, this stuff is so good. So recently I've been watching Belle Jordan here on YouTube. If you haven't watched her videos already, I will link her in the description box down below. I'm taking some kind of inspiration from her videos. I absolutely love her videos so much. She does amazing glitter, like full glam, intense makeup looks, and they are just absolutely stunning. She is so talented. So I'll link her channel down below for you to go and check her out. And she uses this, which is the Superdrug own brand Vitamin E Skincare Facial Mist. She uses this in like all of her videos. She said this is a really affordable dupe for MAC Fix Plus, and this was like $2.99 I think it was, and it was on offer for two. I think it was buy one get the second one half price, so it was so affordable, and if I can find a cheaper version of Fix Plus, then I'm definitely going to give it a try. So yeah, I'm just going to spritz this now all over my skin like I would with my Fix Plus. This has very similar ingredients to Fix Plus as well. So for foundation today, you guys know I've used this in a couple of my videos, this combination of foundations. It's the Marc Jacobs Remarkable and the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. So I've just applied about 2 pumps of that on my skin. Always make sure you shake your foundations as well because they can separate. I'm then going to go in with my Marc Jacobs one and just dot a few dots of this on my skin. I'm going to go in with my Sigma Flat Top Kabuki F80 brush. I absolutely love this brush for foundation. It really just presses the foundation into the skin and it just blends it in flawlessly. I like to go in with a brush like this to really press and spread out the foundation. I then go in with my beauty sponge to pounce over the top just to press everything in. So I'm now going to go in with my Sigma 3D HD blender and use this. This is damp. Make sure you always dampen your beauty sponges, and I'm just going to use the flat edge of the sponge to really press this foundation into my skin. I'm going to go in with my favourite concealer from the drugstore, which is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Light. I'm going to use this underneath my eyes, in the middle of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow and chin, and then just go in and blend this out. I'm now going to go in and set my concealer using my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. I'm just going to use this to set the concealer underneath my eyes and in my T-zone. I'm just going to use this on my 3D HD blender from Sigma and just use this to press this under my eyes. This just stops my concealer from creasing and just sets all the concealer in place. So I'm now going to set the rest of my foundation in place using my MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC30, and I'm going to use that on my Sigma Powder Slash Blush Brush, the F10. I'm just going to take a little bit of this powder and just use this to set all over my face. I do this, one, because I am so oily, and I do this, two, because if I'm going for a full glam look, I want my whole face to be set, so then my bronzer and blusher blend really nicely over the top. So I'm now going to go in with some bronzer. I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs a mega bronzer in 102 Tantric, which just looks like this. It's a really nice neutral to warm tone bronzer, and I'm going to use that on my favourite bronzer brush from Sigma, which is the Duo Fibre F50, which looks like this. This just gives a really nice light kind of airbrushed application to your bronzer. So I'm going to use this kind of all over the perimeter of my face just to give like some warmth back into my skin. So I am going to contour a little bit today, and for that I'm going to use my Makeup Geek contour powder in the shade Infidelity, which is the cool fair shade, which looks like this. These are amazing contour powders. So I'm now going to go in with my contouring brush, which is a Sigma Extreme Structure Contour F04, which is like a really nice short haired packed brush, which is really nice for just doing quite an intense contour. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this powder because it's really pigmented, tap off the excess. And I'm just going to place this from the top of my ear, aiming down towards the corner of my mouth. But I'm just going to do quite like a set back contour. I don't want it to come down too far. I'm just almost pressing it in and taking my bronzer brush to blend it out. I'm not going to go too heavy with my blush today. I'm just going to use quite a neutral tone. This is the shade Eternal Sun, which is a Pro Longwear blush from MAC. It's quite a neutral tone with a slight kind of warm undertone to it, which is really, really pretty. This is the kind of blush that just goes with every look, and I'm going to use that on my Sigma Duo Fibre powder slash blush brush, the F15, which is the Duo Fibre version. And I'm just going to pick up a small amount of this and just pop this quite far back between where I'd put my highlight and my bronzer and contour. So for highlight today, I don't want to go for anything too gold, so I'm going to go in with my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal, which is an absolutely gorgeous highlight. This is one of my favourite ones. It's a really nice neutral tone. It's got some warmth in there, but at the same time it almost kind of pulls a little bit more cool toned, which is absolutely beautiful. First I'm going to mist my skin again with my Superdrug Vitamin E Mist. And I find that that just kind of settles all the powders down into the skin, and it just creates a really nice base for your highlighter. And the brush I'm going to use for my highlight is my Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35, which looks like this. It's really nice. It fits really nicely at the top of the cheekbone. So I'm going to use this. So I'm just going to pick up a small amount on my brush and just use this just to highlight my skin. And I'm putting my highlight in a little C shape, so I'm taking it on the top of my cheekbone, through, round in a little C, above my eyebrow, and also on my brow bone as well. I'm also taking a little bit on the tip of my nose, down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. I'm going to go off camera to fill in my eyebrows just because I'm using the same products as I always do, which is the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 5, my Goof Proof Brow Pencil in the shade 4, and then my Ready Set Brow, which is the brow setting gel, just to set all the product over the top. So I'm going to go off camera and fill in my brows, and then I will be back. Okay, so I've just zoomed you guys in, as you can see. So I've just gone off camera and filled in my eyebrows, and I've also just popped on some lip balm for when I go in with my lip products later on. So I'm now going to go on to my eyes, hence I've zoomed you guys in so you can see a little bit better. So like I said before, the main eyeshadow that I want to use is from the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, which is this colour here, called Androgyny. I haven't used this on my channel in a while, and as you can see it's got some really nice mauvey purple tones in it, which I think are going to go really well with this look. So off camera I did apply some of the Benefit Air Patrol eye primer all over my lids to make sure my shadow goes on really nice and smooth. I'm now going to set that in place using this shade here from the Tartelette palette, which is called Free Spirit. I'm just using that on a Sigma Taper Blending E40 brush, and just using that all over my lid. So I'm now going to go in with my Taper Blending E40, which is from the Bunny collection from Sigma, which are these blue brushes here. I really like these. They're like the Duo Fibre ones, so they've got like two kind of textures on them, and I love this Duo Fibre brush from this collection. So I'm first going to go in with the shade Natural Beauty, which is this colour here from the palette. This is just a really nice kind of light mauve tone colour, and I'm just going to use this to just apply it into my crease just to start off as my transition shade. I think I'm going to keep this eye matte but just do the glitter on the inner corner. I think that's what I'm going to go for, but we shall see. And I'm now going to go in with the shade Best Friend from the palette, which is this colour here, which is a slightly darker purple tone, but it still has that kind of mauvey pink undertone. I'm going to take it on the same brush and again just apply it through the crease, but I'm keeping this shade a little bit lower than the first one we used. And I just do my eyeshadow, I tap off the excess, and then I go in backwards and forwards motions and then little circular movements just to really buff out the shadow. And just make sure, especially with a look like this, just take your time with it. Don't feel rushed with it, because then your eyeshadow won't look completely blended. Now I'm going to go in with my Jeffree Star palette and use the shade Androgyny, which is this amazing kind of purple tone colour here. And I'm going to use that on my Sigma Diffused Crease E38, which is a small blending brush. This is nice for slightly more kind of precise crease work. So I'm going to take this shade, again this is a matte colour, and these shadows are literally so pigmented. So I'm just going to take a small amount, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to start by popping that through the crease. I'm actually going to apply that Androgyny shade all over my lid as my lid colour. Again, I did say I wanted to go for more of a matte eye. I'm then going to go in with a slightly darker shade from my Tartelette palette, which is the shade Bombshell, which is this really dark kind of almost like an aubergine purple. I'm going to use it on my Sigma Medium Angled Shading E70 from the Bunny collection. And just apply a little bit of this onto my outer corner. And then just taking the smaller blending brush, the E38, and just buff that in. I'm then just taking my powder brush and just using this just to dust off any of the fallout that we've got from that shadow. I'm now going to go in and smoke out my lower lash line. So the first brush I'm going to use is my Eye Shading E55 from Sigma, which is a really nice kind of flat duo fibre brush. This is really nice for underneath the lower lash line. So I'm just going to take the shade Androgyny from the Jeffree Star palette and just place this underneath the eyes. I'm then going to take a flat definer brush from Sigma. This is the E15 flat definer, and I'm going to use the shade Bombshell, which is that really dark purple, on this brush just to really press this up against my lower lash line. So I'm just going to go off camera and apply some winged liner. I'm going to use my Maybelline Master Ink in the black shade, the matte one, just to create a really nice wing. And then I'm going to go in and apply some mascara, and for that I'm going to use my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. And I'm then going to go in and apply some lashes from Eyelure. These are just the 143s, and then I will be back. So as you guys can see, I've gone off camera and applied some mascara to my top and bottom lashes, applied some false lashes, as well as filled in my waterline with MAC's Eye Kohl in the shade Smolder, which is a black shade. So I'm now going to move on to the main focus of this look, which is going to be the glitter inner corner. So I think I'm just going to zoom you guys in just a little bit more. So for this I'm going to be using my NYX glitter primer, which looks like this. This is going to be like the tacky base. This is mainly going to be what sticks the glitter to the eyes, because the glitter I'm using today is this one from Jazzy Glitter from Etsy. I picked up quite a few of her glitters and they're amazing. They're really like thick and chunky. I'm going to be applying this all to my inner corner, and I'm going to be applying a lot of it. If you wanted to leave this kind of mauvey purple look here and keep it kind of smoky, then you can, but personally I want to apply glitter for this look. And this is really nice because it's got like a purpley kind of pinky bluey reflex to it. I don't know the exact name of this glitter because it hasn't got it on the bottom or anything, but if I find out the name then I will be sure to list it in my description box down below. So to apply the glitter I'm using my Sigma Shader Inner Corner brush, which is the E46, which looks like this. It's a synthetic small kind of flat brush, which is going to be perfect for applying the glitter to the inner corner. So I'm going to do one eye at a time so the primer doesn't dry. So I'm just going to apply some glitter primer to the back of my hand. And just press it on the inner corner of my eye. Now just be really careful with this because obviously you don't want to get this glitter actually in your eye. And where it is quite chunky, you just want to make sure that it's really pressed down. This look would be perfect for like a festival or an event because where it's so dramatic. But to be honest, I'd probably just wear this like all the time because I love it. So I'm just again pressing quite a lot of that glitter glue to the inner corner of my eye, and also putting a little bit of glue on the brush and going in. Right, so as you can see, I've applied the glitter to the inner corners of my eyes, and this is most definitely not a natural look. I went in with the glitter. I took it really far into the inner corner and dragged it into the inner corners of my eyes as well as underneath, and I just think it looks so pretty. I love it. So I'm now going to go in with the lips. First I'm going to line my lips using Whirl lip liner from MAC. So I'm now going to go in with my Sigma Lip Eclipse in the shade Rosette, which is a really nice kind of rosy toned mauvey colour with a slight hint of pink in it. These are so nice. They're almost like a liquid lipstick, but they're like creamy, like a gloss, and they're super high in pigment. They just feel really comfortable on the lips. I'm then going to go in with the shade Seal of Approval from Sigma. This is exactly the same, it's a lip eclipse. And just a paler colour, and I'm just going to apply that just to the centre, and then use Rosette just to blend that in. Okay, so that is the... oh, got a bit of glitter in my hair. Okay, so that is the end of this full glam kind of mauvey purple toned intense glitter inner corner makeup tutorial. This glam look is not for the faint-hearted. If you're not into bold makeup, then I don't know how you'd feel about this, but I'm literally obsessed with this kind of smoky purple eye with like the mauvey tone pinky lip with the intense kind of glitter inner corner. I'm obsessed with these chunky glitters. If you want me to do any more glitter tutorials, then let me know. There is actually one in there which is like a blue tone, so I'm thinking of doing something with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this fun makeup tutorial. If you did, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you are not already, so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I will see you next Friday at 8 PM in my next video. Bye guys! Mwah.